Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we uncover the real story behind the corporate jargon and financial speak. Today we're diving into a filing from VistaOne, LP that touches on some interesting moves in their business, including new units sold and a key change in their financial leadership. Stick around to see what these shifts might mean for the company. And if you are all about cutting through the noise and getting to the financial truth, please subscribe. We also have a fantastic community growing over on our Discord, linked in the description below. This is a current report, meaning it is for something that has happened recently and needs immediate disclosure. It is like a quick update from the company to let everyone know what is going on. So VistaOne, which they call the fund here, has sold some of its partnership units. They brought in about $96.5 million from these sales. This isn't just a small transaction, it is a pretty significant amount of money. Let's look at the details of these unit sales. They sold 342,992 units of Class A/B, bringing in over $10 million. Then Class A I units, and they sold a much larger number here, 2270467 units, generating almost $69 million. And finally, Class A's units, with 569,905 units sold for over $17 million. These numbers show a strong investor interest in different classes of units, with Class A I being the most popular and bringing in the lion's share of the funds. This cash infusion can be used for various strategic purposes, like expanding operations or making new investments. They mention that these sales are exempt from registration requirements. This generally means they were sold privately to a select group of investors who are considered sophisticated enough to understand the risks involved, often relying on exemptions like Section 4, 2 of the Securities Act. This is pretty common for investment funds. Now, a significant change in leadership. Heather Wilkins is stepping into the roles of Principal Financial Officer and Principal Accounting Officer. This is a pretty big deal for any company, as these people are responsible for the company's financial health and its financial reporting. The approval happened on the 26th of November, but she officially takes over in December. She's got a strong background, having worked at PricewaterhouseCoopers, a major accounting firm, for a long time where she focused on investment products. This tells us they are bringing in someone with a lot of experience in handling complex financial matters, especially in the investment world. And she is taking over from Rohan Ranadiv, who is departing as Chief Financial Officer. This resignation was previously reported, but her appointment fills that vacancy. It is pretty standard for leadership transitions to occur, but the timing and the high level of these roles mean it is always noteworthy. This next part is about the transactional net asset value, or NAV per unit, as of the 31st of October. Think of NAV as the underlying value of each unit or share in the fund. They calculate this transactional NAV for setting prices for when investors buy into or sell out of the fund. It's how they determine the per share value for transactions. Here is a quick look at the per unit values for different classes. Class AB units have a transactional NAV of $30.27. Class A I is valued slightly higher at $30.36, and Class A S units are at $30.21. They also show a Class AD at $30.32. It is important to note that as of the 31st of October, some other classes like Class BD, R, S, and V units were not outstanding, meaning there were none of those being traded or held at that time. The fund is trying to be transparent about how it values its units for investors. Looking at this filing, VistaOne, LP seems to be in a growth phase, evidenced by the significant sale of partnership units to bring in new capital. This new cash could fund future ventures or strengthen their position in the market. The appointment of Heather Wilkins as their financial chief signals a move towards experienced leadership in financial operations, which is crucial for investor confidence and proper regulatory compliance, especially with her background at a major firm like PricewaterhouseCoopers. While the transactional NAV figures provide a snapshot of the fund's value at a specific point in time, the real story is how they plan to deploy that new capital and how Miss Wilkins will steer their financial strategy. The company appears to be focused on expansion and strengthening its financial oversight. One notable risk could be the effective management of these new funds to ensure they generate strong returns to justify the capital raise. Another opportunity lies in the potential for strategic investments that could lead to significant growth. Overall, VistaOne appears to be making proactive moves to secure capital and bolster its financial leadership. The coming period will tell if these decisions translate into long-term success and increased value for their investors. Alright, that is our breakdown of VistaOne LP's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.